Salesian Missionary Day has a history now going back almost 100 years. Started as a means of strengthening a missionary culture and the missionary spirit among Salesians and among the young they care for, in the last 25 years it has taken the form of a common theme and with a particular project in mind. It is not just an occasion to collect funds, even though these are needed in order to undertake many missionary projects, but it is a way of making known, describing and appreciating the work which is being done in some provinces. The aids produced for Missionary Day have the main aim of making known the various missionary enterprises of the congregation and nourishing a passion for the missions in Salesians, young people and lay co-workers. Promoted by the Department for the Mission, there is no fixed date for the celebration of Salesian Missionary Day, but it is left to each province, according to its own circumstances, to choose the date and the ways and means to do so. We are on the way to helping, especially the Salesians themselves, to broaden their missionary horizons. The topic chosen for each year is an activity, an experience taken from one continent or another that might inspire and even challenge the Salesians. Since the 26th General Chapter Salesian Missionary Day has taken a new approach, highlighting for each year a particular topic and a particular continent. In 2009, there was an invitation to rekindle and nourish the missionary spirit and dimension. In that year, the department held meetings, encouraged and optimized the work of the various province and national missionary promotion teams. In 2010, looking to Europe, it focused attention on the Gypsies, Rom. In 2011, it was dedicated to the subject of youth missionary voluntary service, highlighting the experience and the contribution of the American continent. For 2012, the Department for the Missions has invited the Salesians of the world to turn their gaze towards Asia with the telling of the story of Jesus and the theme. In his apostolic exhortation, Ecclesia in Asia, John Paul II had already pointed out, as the first step in evangelization, that the proclamation of Jesus Christ can be most effectively be made by narrating his story as the Gospels do. Inspiring this choice was the first Missionary Congress Asia, held in October 2006 at Chiang Mai in Thailand.
So about the theme of this Congress is about telling the story of Jesus to all people, to other nations, because we realize that Jesus himself, when he announced or proclaimed the gospel of God, he used a form of telling the story. So also in Asian countries, people used to tell story to each other. For example, the the father, parents, grandfather, grandmother used to tell the story, very important story to their children. And it is a very good form in conveying the message, important message.
Giving special emphasis to the narrative method, the bishops and lay people of Asia have identified certain priority areas in which to renew the missionary commitment in Asia. The personal meeting with the risen Lord. Knowledge of other religious faiths in order to foster interreligious dialogue and to avoid misunderstandings and prejudices. The integration of personal and collective Christian life in the positive values of Asia, which are themselves threatened by the spreading of globalization and materialism. the culture of Asia offers many values and attitudes: service, compassion, a disciplined life, meditation, silence, simplicity, reconciliation and harmony. Its artistic expressions, dance and music, art and architecture are fascinating.
Salesian missionaries were worked in Assam in the last century, made some contacts with some of our tribes in 1978.
The Salesians, present in Asia for over a century, have taken their place in this process proposed by the Church. Working in both traditional and new contexts, the sons of Don Bosco have experienced inculturation so as to present the face of Jesus to their brothers and sisters in Asia. Monsignor Joseph Pratans Ridorunsil, Bishop of Surat Thani in Thailand, who took part in the Congress of Chiang Mai, has become a promoter of schools of Lectio Divina.
So after this Congress, we are inspired to put into practice what we have listened in the Congress, because there were so many people in different cultures, from Hin tribes to the people who live in the city, and they tell their story, how much God works in their lives. And we just continue to do it. So for example, like in my diocese, we put into practice this solution from the Congress. That means we try to ask the people to have this contact with the Bible, with Jesus.
Archbishop Thomas Menam Parampil, Archbishop of Guwahati and President of the Commission for Evangelization of the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conferences, was also at Chiang Mai.
The main task that I have to do with the members of my commission is to encourage the bishops of Asia to give attention to sharing the gospel in creative ways in different parts of the continent. Situations are different. In some places, what we can do is only to exist. Other places to serve. Other places directly to share the message of the gospel with great enthusiasm and confidence.
The progress of the Church in Asia did not stop at Chiang Mai. Other meetings and conventions, new experiences and presences demonstrate the commitment to telling the story of Jesus. And in some cases, the Salesian contribution has been an important one. Father Joaquim Fernandez, the one in charge of the Te Prasarini Communication Center in Mumbai, took part in the Indian Missionary Congress in 2009 as a member of the local organizing committee.
The Indian Mission Congress, this was the first time in India we had the Indian Mission Congress taking place for the entire 164 dioceses of India. I was very privileged to be elected as the media convener for this whole program. It was a blessing given from God. I think it was one of the most challenging public relationship platform for the Salesians of India, which had come in the focus of Tej Prasani department.
Salesian Missionary Day is part of this movement. It tries to put under the spotlight what the Sons of Don Bosco are already doing in some of the countries of this great continent.
Don Bosco era un grande narratore e noi siamo affascinati ancora oggi.
Don Bosco was a great storyteller, and we today are still fascinated by his good nights, by his accounts in the memoirs of the oratory, and the many stories which the last 150 years can tell us. When we want to share our faith with others, storytelling is a very simple method, a very lively way of passing on the faith. The faith we are living as we talk about it to others. This occasion of telling the story of Jesus to others is an invitation to all of us to make more friends, to build bridges with others, and at the same time to share what is welling up in our hearts, hearts filled with Jesus.
Di quello che traboca il nostro cuore, cuore pieno di Gesù.